So, spoiler alert, this is probably one of the worst albums I've ever listened to. And I really just wanted to jump off the bat saying that Badass Fucking Kid is probably, like I said, easily one of the worst albums I've ever listened to. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is the first 0 out of 10 I've ever given. It's probably one of the few that I will give. If he keeps making projects like this, then Netspin can just own all the 0 out of 10s I've ever given out. I'm 90% sure the lowest I've ever went is a 1. And that's because usually a lot of these songs are at least listenable on bad projects, and I can listen to them without having to rip my ears out, and to me, that's at least a 1. You know what I'm saying? This album does not have that. This is the longest 30-minute album I've ever listened to in my life. I got about midway through it thinking I was hoping, wow, that was a crazy stutter, hoping I was getting closer to the end. I wasn't even midway through. I was like 6 or 7 songs, actually 7 would be about midway through. I was about 7 songs in, and I'm realizing like, oh, my sweet Jesus, I'm not even that close to being over with. What am I gonna do in reality? You know what I mean? The only real positive to this project is production. The production on this album is very hit or miss. Either it's kind of hard, or it just makes my head hurt. Like, it's just the loudest possible noises on top of the loudest possible noises. To me, as y'all know, the last project, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, or for JPEG Mafia, I wasn't the biggest fan of the last JPEG Mafia project. This reminds me of a significantly worse version of that. The only real positive beats, Project Pats was okay. What was another one? I have it, Beach Leak was okay, Bird Box was fine, and Perk Soda was a decent beat. You know, like beats that like you wouldn't mind to hear, but you wouldn't really want anyone to start rapping on. And whenever Netspin starts rapping, it sounds like he's only really giving his voice. He's another one of those rappers where like Ken Carson, like Destroy Lonely, like, what's another one? Like Homicide Gang. They have like this mysterious, like this aura about them to their rapping and stuff. I don't really get it at all, but a lot of other people do, and that's how they keep their fans, is because they quote unquote have aura, which, I mean, I disagree. But that's just me. Anyway, unlike Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson, I think a lot of their music is listenable, and I think like their music doesn't give me a headache all the time. Especially like Destroy Lonely's newest album, it's grown on me a little bit, and I remember when I made the review for it, which you can go listen to, it was so, like, I wanted to say I liked it so bad, and it was so close to being good. I honestly would put it in the okay region now, by the way. But anyway, this is about Netspin's new album. Before I had heard this album, I had heard snippets, and again, I never really got the vibe. So, now that I actually went out of my way to listen to a project, I have no idea why this guy's popping. Like at all. I have literally the absolute most zero clue, and I also forgot you weren't in my headphones and I just moved my iPad. I hate his voice. Like, this little, like, I know obviously I'm white, so I really can't say nothing, but like, his little, like, shriveled up kid white voice, like, I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of just got on my nerves. Maybe it wouldn't have got on my nerves if it wasn't on top of the most blaring beats that sound like they're trying to use every single sound and instrument possible to see how many it takes to make someone's head explode. And those are like 90% of the beats. I think I listed you 3 songs where the beats didn't really do that. My head didn't start hurting on those songs until Netspin started rapping, and then it all just kind of crumbled apart. Sometimes he did something kind of cool with his voice where he would deepen it a little bit for his delivery. That wasn't awful. You know, that was kind of like, okay, I can see a vision here. Like, I can see the idea of something, and it just never really goes to fruition besides that something, though. Besides me seeing what it's trying to do. Do I think this can maybe evolve into something? Sure. Maybe. Not really. I think a lot of these, like, kind of yeek slash, like, I mean, obviously you can tell they're like Playboy Cardi and like Lil Uzi Vert inspired, but a lot of these guys, I just don't see the vision with them because it feels like they're doing what these other rappers have done, but to a way less significant degree, and they're nowhere near as, I don't want to say influential or even like mainstay, but they're just nowhere near as different now. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't different, really. There are other rappers that probably sound, maybe not this bad, but you can find other rappers that sound like this. Yeat's newest album kind of sounded like this, but better, and I didn't even like that project. Just, this is the first 0 out of 10. I hate how it sounds. It's a lot of just voice over the wildest possible beat, loudest possible beat with the most instruments you've ever heard on it all at once. And it does not lead to a good it doesn't lead to a good outcome. Welcome to the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? You see this right here. Welcome to the end of the video. I messed up my outro to this, and now I don't want to restart because I'm lazy. Anyway, if you want to show a little extra support, you can obviously hit the Patreon link down there, and you can join for as little as $1.50 a month. It would help me out great. You get early access to videos, you know what I'm saying? You get early access to all this and that. You'll get shouted out at the end of videos. If you don't panic though, like if they're pre-recorded and you joined after it was already recorded, please don't panic on me. You will be shouted out. I just now thought about that. Like, what if someone, like, doesn't hear me do it the next video? But anyway, I need one of y'all to join for that to happen. Hit the subscribe button. I love y'all. Hope you're having a good day.